Hey everyone. So I decided that I was going to do a video all about what I take to a derby bout. You know, as derby photographers, we don't make any money at this, but some people may be surprised the amount of gear that some of us carry with us to pull this thing off. So I'm going to go through my derby bag today and kind of show you everything that's in there and what works for me. Sorry I didn't clean up the office first. So this is my derby bag. It is a low pro pro roller, and as you can see right on the top are my light stands. They got swivel mounts on top, very small light stands. The legs kind of fold down like this. I bring 2 of these with me to every bout. I don't always need them, but it's always good to have them. So those mount right on the front of my bag. Let's open this thing up and see what's inside. Alrighty. First of all, because I'm going to lay this down, I'll just say I basically have AA batteries in here in sets of 8 and 4. I have backup batteries for my cameras here. Up top, I have a lens pen and a sensor pen, as well as some business cards, and then I have extra compact flash cards up there. All right, now what do we have here? Let's see. I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm going to go through everything that's in here. There's an awful lot packed into this bag. So the first thing we'll start with is my main camera body that I use for derby. That's this bad boy right here. Pay no attention to the strap. This is the Canon 1D Mark IV, a great sports camera. Up until the recent release of the 1DX, probably the best Canon sports camera out there. And that is almost always attached to my 70-200 2.8 IS Mark II. I had the Mark I lens, and while this was significantly more expensive, I do think that it's worth it. It is really, really sharp at 2.8. I personally often shoot at f4 for derby, but just to know that I can shoot at 2.8 and still be really satisfied with the sharpness. On the bottom of this camera is a mount for my Pro Media Gear flash bracket, which I'll be showing you in a second. My second camera body that I take for derby is my trusty 5D Mark III with the grip. It's to the point where I could use this as my primary camera. It's that good. 6 frames per second for my shooting style is plenty, but there's just something about the 1D series body that I can't let go of. This also has the annoying problem of the focus point not staying illuminated red when you're in AI servo mode, and in really low light that can be a challenge. For most of the bout, this camera is only used for kind of panning shots with my 24-105 on the front of it. Slow my shutter speed down to about a 40th of a second, about f6.3, underexpose a bit, and then leave the on-camera flash and ETTL in second curtain sync, and I get some really cool effects that way. I also shoot from the inside of the track during warm-ups with this here, which is my wide angle. This is a Tokina 16-28 2.8. Get some really cool effects from the inside with this lens as well. But I typically shoot from the outside of the track. I just shoot from the inside during warm-up. It's just not really my style. Have some other lenses in the bag that I always bring along just in case. I have the Canon 85 1.8 and the Sigma 50 1.4, or Sigma Lux as it's known. I love this Sigma. It's great if I just want to take some snaps without any flash going off in the low light. Same for the 85. They're just great lenses all around. I also have the 24-70 2.8. You know, the brick as they call it. I guess I'm the only photographer that doesn't really like this lens. Maybe it's just my copy, but it's never been sharp enough for me. I think my 24-105 is sharper, so this mostly stays in the bag. I should probably take it out and make some space. Also in this bag is a Canon battery pack. This stays hooked up to my flash throughout the whole bout. I use 3 flashes for my 1D Mark IV, and then my 5D's got an onboard flash, so a lot of flashes there. There's another one of these. It's actually over there on the desk. I'm not going to go get it, but I go to the bout with 2 of these, fully loaded, ready to go. Bunch of speed lights here, 580 EX, 580 EX, 580 EX, and a 580 EX2. So those are the 4 main flashes that I use. The Mark 1s all will be used with my Photix Odin triggers, which I'll show you in a second, and then the 580 EX2 goes on top of the 5D Mark III. Because I'm paranoid about things breaking down at bouts, I also have a third-party flash here that works relatively well as a backup, as well as my very first 430 EX2. These are just backup flashes. They typically don't make it out of the bag. Now with all those speed lights, how do I trigger them? Okay, well, this is the Photix Odin ETTL transmitter, and these are the receivers. So I have 3 of these, 1 for each of the 3 flashes, and this supports groups and ratios, second curtain sync, high-speed sync, manual, anything you want to do with the flash you can do from this unit. I had the Pocket Wizard TTLs, they're Flex and the Mini. I'm sorry, those things are garbage. They just don't work right. I mean, I would get so many dramatically overexposed and underexposed images, and then they have problems with RF interference with the Canon flashes. I'll tell you, this Photix is the best thing I ever bought. I sold the Pocket Wizards used, bought these new, and I still came out ahead in price and big time with functionality. So love my Photix Odins. Got just miscellaneous hardware, bags, bunch of Allen wrenches, and just miscellaneous stuff that I think every photographer carries around. Same thing in this one. This has got retractable cords for the iPod, stands for the flashes, some little gray cards, just a bunch of whatever you might need. I also go with 2 super clamps, and that's just because while I don't mind putting my flashes on flash stands, I would much rather clamp them somewhere where they're out of the way of skaters and spectators. So also have a Black Rapid strap in here that I often use on my 5D, just depends how mobile I am. This is something I did want to take a second to show you. I really love this product. This is the Pro Media Gear Guillotine Flash Bracket, and I'll show you how it mounts on my 1D. Basically, and all of these mounts that I leave on the cameras are also Arc Swiss compatible, so I also use them on my tripods. So this is the flash bracket, mounts like that. One of the nice things about this flash bracket, and I'll have to mount a flash to show you what I'm talking about, and this is how I mount it when I'm in a bout, is I have a receiver, a Photix receiver on top of it, as well as a flash, just like so. And by the way, the one that I keep on camera is dialed down just for fill. It's like a 3-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1 ratio with the other 2 flashes. So basically, the nice thing about this flash bracket is, you know, standard flash bracket. Look here, you have your sensor lined up with the head of your flash. Oh, I'm trying to do this backwards. But when you turn your camera sideways, a lot of these flash brackets don't rotate, they just spin. This one keeps the head of your flash in line with the sensor, so you don't get that dramatic fall off from the top to the bottom of the frame. So it's a great flash bracket, super easy, very configurable. I would highly recommend it to anyone. As for how I shoot, well, I think, oh, let me stop there. That's pretty much what I take in my bag to every derby bout. Yeah. Now, as for the way I shoot derby, I like to use 3 lights, 3 speed lights. I have one kind of in corner 3 at a 45-degree angle shooting down the straightaway, and I sit on the ground just past the apex point at corner 3. I prefer that angle down low. And then I have another flash in corner 4, back against the wall. I guess you could call it like next to the away team bench, but right against the wall, and that one points straight across the track, across the gap between 3 and 4. And then I have my on-camera flash, and again, that's dialed down. That's just for fill. So the first light, in corner 3, really all the way from corner 2 down the whole straightaway and just into corner 3, I have great coverage there with that cross light. I get dramatic shadows. And then just as they start to cross in front of me, and I want to shoot the action right in front of me, I have that flash over in corner 4, just pumping light straight across onto their faces. It also rims them out really nicely. And then the on-camera flash again is just for that fill, so I can get a little pop in their eyes. And being on top of that flash bracket really reduces any red eye that I would get because of the angle of the light. For settings, I almost always shoot f4 at the max shutter speed of the camera, which sync speed, which for the 1D is 300 or 200 for the 5D. And then I actually set my camera's ISO to underexpose by about 2 stops the ambient light, and then I put all my flashes in ETTL and I let them make up the difference. By underexposing the ambient light by about 2 stops, I pretty much get rid of any motion blur because my shutter speed is basically my flash duration. As long as those flashes are illuminated, that's the only detail that the camera is actually capturing. And so I don't get any motion blur even at 200th of a second with the sync speed of the 5D. So that's my style. Been shooting that way for a while now, and it seems to work for me. I guess that's about it for my derby bag video. I'd love to see what the rest of you bring to derby bouts. And yeah, happy shooting out there. And for those of you that are at RollerCon, I'm jealous. Talk to you later. Bye.